All right, so this is how you can import contacts into your HighLevel account. Go over to contacts, and when you're in the contacts section, there is this import button right here. Click on import contacts. And now here you're going to put in the list of contacts. It needs to be in a CSV file. And when you have that, so for example, I have this right here. It's just a bunch of mock data, test data, just some contacts here that we'll import. What you would do is you can drag over the file. So I have the file, I can drag it over into here. Then confirm all contacts import have been sent here from us, right? Then click next. Now when you're in here, you have the first name, last name, email, phone. It'll usually find those by default. If not, you'll have to map them. So you would select that. For example, on the spreadsheet, it might say phone number. And so this might not recognize it. So then you just have to go here and select phone number. You can see the example data here, but then you would select phone. Now, if you had other columns, you'd have to go and create those custom fields first. And let me show you how to do that. For example, if you go down to settings and then you go to custom fields, say on the spreadsheet there was something else. What is the credit score? Then you would add a field here. I would probably just do single line. You can choose a different one if you want, but say, what is your credit score? You do that, and then we'll save it. Oh, you gotta put it in a group, whatever, do additional info. Save. Now we can do that. Okay, so just for this example, on this spreadsheet here, say we had credit score. And I'll just do this. We'll say 700, 650, 795, 525, whatever. I'll just take this and just pull these down. I don't do that. Do this, copy, 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 whatever. It's just test data, it doesn't matter. So do that, I'll save this. So say this is my spreadsheet now and I wanted to import that. Now we go back to contacts. Go back, contacts, and then from here, again, we'll click on import contacts. And I'm going to drag that file over, or click on here to upload and find it in your file system. Click on confirm, next. And now we see here we have the first name, last name, email, phone, and then here credit score. But we see it doesn't find it because it's not a standard field. So what you would do is you click here and then you can search credit, what's your credit score? And now it'll map that in for each of those contacts. This is still grayed out because there's this column up here, preview information. Oh, so my column A has, yeah, see my column A has these numbers, but this is nothing. Like this could be a contact ID, things like that. But in this case, this is just not important. So in this, you would just click don't import unmatched columns. See, this is not matched. So you click on don't import unmatched columns, go to next. Then here you can name it. By default, it does whatever the date is. I'll leave it at that. Advanced, I always like to go in here. And what I normally do is add new and update existing contact records. So what this does is if the contact's not in there, it'll add the record. If the contact is in there, and the way it knows is first it looks at to see does the email match. So it looks at the spreadsheet and it says this email, if it finds it in the system already, it'll just update this contact with other information. But if this email is not in there, then it will create a new contact. Usually what I have it set up is to check the email first, and then if the email does not exist, or it's a different email, email does not exist, then I have it check for the phone number. So basically if one of these two matches, because this is kind of like a serial number for a person, two people can't have the same phone number, two people can't have the same email. I'll have it check your email first and the phone second. Or you can do whatever you want. If you want to do it opposite, you can. Right here. Find existing contact based on primary email. Or if you want to do phone first, you can do that. And then you can add a second preference. So this is if there's no email in the system, but it might check the phone number because you might have a different email from that contact versus what they've already been in the system, but they might use the same email or phone. And so you want to just update it instead of creating a new record. Typically, this is the way I set it up. Add new and update existing contact records, but maybe you want it to just add new records. And so it'll only look to see if there's new records and it won't update any of the contacts in there. For example, you might already have a credit score in there. But then now this spreadsheet, if you have a different one, it'll update. So this contact, if say it was 700, now it'll update it to say 795. Maybe you don't want to do that. Then in that case, you would do just add new contact records. Or you can just update contact records. So in this case, if the contact is not in there, email or phone, then it'll just add the ones that are not in there. Typically, that's what I do, but it depends on your use case. You can add a tag. If you want to add a tag to everyone, a lot of times you can just add a tag column here and then map it to the tags. But if not, you can just add a specific tag and it'll add the same tag to all the contacts. You can choose to automatically add them to a specific workflow. If you check that on, you can add to a workflow and you can select the workflow and it'll add them to the workflow as it imports contacts. But typically I would just do this and then I would just click submit. It's importing those contacts and you can click on here to view progress. bulk import, so complete. And you can view the details. You can show the stats, which will show 20 imported, so 20 created. That means I didn't have any duplicate records in there, meaning all these contacts were ones that were not in the account, and so it created 20 of them. Go back to contacts, and now these are all those contacts that were in there. If we go into one of those, we will see, go down to the custom field, where is it? There, credit score. So I added that credit score in. All right, so that's how you can add contacts into HighLevel, importing from a CSV file.